Machine, there's two things I want to talk about. The first thing is, in addition to Rodney Hot Rod Dunham, there was a death in the Justified family this week. The actor who played Coover passed away last Friday at 56 years old. So that was pretty sad.
I think did the post credit guys link to it?
The post credit guys tagged us
Twitter
in a tweet on that. Yeah, and so it was sad to see. I think I saw it on my phone, but yeah, really tough to see at 56, and it wasn't clear. It wasn't immediately clear what happened there, but so R.I.P. to the actor who played Coover, and I would have his name for you right now. Henke. Is his last name. I remember that. Brad William Henke, I think it is. So, So sorry to see that. We always hate to lose a member of the Justified family, and with Hot Rod Dunham passing away too, that's two. So, So hopefully everybody else will make it through the end of the podcast at least. I'd hate to see Margot Martindale, have a car accident or something, high on cocaine in a Hollywood neighborhood.
Who among us hasn't?
Exactly. So speaking of Margot Martindale, that brings us to the other thing that I wanted to talk about, which you asked me about right before we hit the record button. Cocaine Bear. So we've mentioned Cocaine Bear on this podcast before. It's a movie coming out in February that's based loosely on the true story of Drew Thompson, from season 4 of Justified, with the cocaine and the airplane. In this version of the story, a bear who this is real. This actually really happened. A bear gets into one of the packages of the cocaine and goes on a little bit of a rampage and then dies because it ate like 2 kilos of cocaine. So that's what's going to happen.
His heart exploded in his
exactly. chest. So there's a movie coming out in February called Cocaine Bear that is loosely based on that. How do we want to classify it? So Margot Martindale is in the movie, I think as a cop or a park ranger. I couldn't tell which, but yeah. So I don't know. What do we want to call this genre? This is horror comedy, right?
Horror comedy documentary.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I don't know if it looks like much of a documentary. The last shot in the trailer is a woman being dragged away by her feet by a bear. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be kind of it's like a Sam Raimi sort of like we're going to do, it's going to be a little bit of shocking sort of horror sort of thing, like bloody and but funny at the same time, and kind of over the top ridiculous. So like an Evil Dead sort of vibe is what I got from the trailer. I don't know about you.
Yeah. I think that's the vibe I got from the trailer. Some of the effects not great.
No. I think it's meant to be sort of B movie-ish.
Yeah. So if that's what they're going for, I think they, at least for that part of it, I think they nailed it.
Yeah. The bear looked a little unrealistic at times. I felt like Paddington looked a little more realistic than the bear in that trailer. Paddington, I'm convinced they found a family of talking bears somewhere and they cast them in a movie. Those effects are so good. But yeah, I'm excited about Cocaine Bear. The timing of it is actually perfect. I think we can announce right now that Cocaine Bear will be our movie between seasons 5 and season 6. So we're excited about that. We'll go check that out in the theaters and report back to the audience on Cocaine Bear. But excited that it touches on the Justified universe, and excited to see what they do with it. Excited to see Margot Martindale on the big screen. So
she's busy winning Emmys.
Yeah, exactly. Over and over again. Being one of the most respected actresses in Hollywood.
Did you see that trailer for Last of Us? I think it's coming out on HBO.
Yeah. Yeah, with Pedro Pascal. He's pretty good.
Yeah, so that's kind of exciting too. I don't know. I mean, I never watched I never played the game.
Oh no,
the video game.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe I saw. Maybe you had it. Did you have that years ago? Like,
no, I didn't have it years ago.
No?
Because I had skipped PlayStation 2 was the last generation of PlayStation I had before I got the one that I have now. And so, yeah, I skipped like at least one, if not two generations of PlayStation. So, I didn't have Last of Us, but I almost, there was definitely time there where I almost bought a PlayStation to play it. But then I got this PlayStation when the Spider-Man game came out a few years ago. And that's I downloaded Last of Us also and played that. And so I played like the first half of it or something like that. It's pretty good. It's your kind of stealth sort of limited resource survival game.
Yeah. Well, it's enough to make I think that's even it's a mini series, I think, or maybe a regular series. This the HBO version.
Yeah, I don't know if it's one season or if it's going to be multiple seasons, because they made a sequel to the game also. And so there's a Last of Us 2 game where the girl who's the character from the first game is now older, and she becomes the main character for the second game. But I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be like, if one season's going to cover the whole game, if it's going to cover a third of the game, half the game, if they've got plans for 6 seasons and a movie or what. I have no idea. So.
Yeah, well, that was the notable thing that I noticed this week as far as like releases or coming releases.
Yeah, that trailer came out. There was another one that I saw that came out and I can't remember what it is. Oh, the Guardians of the Galaxy, which I thought was kind of a disappointment, honestly.
Isn't all of the MCU movies a disappointment?
Post Thanos, the post Thanos hangover, I feel like we're in right now with the MCU. So.
Oh man, what did I see over Thanksgiving? Oh, I saw Black Panther.
Yeah,
the
new
sequel
one. Yeah.
Ooh, boy,
not good.
I wouldn't say it was not. Yeah, it was not good. I was trying to couch it. I just. The first one I thought was good.
Yeah.
The first one I enjoyed. I kind of like the the visuals were good, but.
Well, I liked that the bad guy wasn't even really a bad guy, sort of. Like
this one. There's a couple of sequences where it looks like a Lionel Richie music video from the '90s. Okay. Yeah, it's like. They're dancing all night
on the
long.
Ceiling.
Yeah, no, all night long.
Oh,
remember that?
Yes, I
that
remember
video.
All night long, yeah.
Yeah, it was that video.
Okay.
That's what. So I laughed out loud a couple of times in the theater because of that visual.
That is, yeah. That's unfortunate. I haven't seen it yet. I'm waiting till it comes out on streaming or whatever. But I've just been so disappointed with the Marvel movies. But
they've been so
in this cycle.
Yeah, so. I don't know. Like, what was the Spider-Man movie was probably really good.
The Spider-Man movie was the best of the whole lot. But even the Spider-Man Multiverse of Madness movie or the Spider-Man Doctor Strange movie, it wasn't that good. I mean, it was fun because you had the 3 Spider-Man. You had the Tobey Maguire and the Andrew Garfield and everything too. But the movie itself wasn't that good. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, that brings us to our trip back to the week of February 4th, 2014.
Are you telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
We did, and we're going to go check out what was going on in pub culture at that time 8 years ago, or almost 9 years ago now. So our number one movie, we have a new number one movie this week. So if you remember our last couple of weeks, Ride Along has been our number one movie. Not this week, the Lego movie, Everything is Awesome, goes to number one with $80 million in its first week for an animated film. That's very, very good. And Monuments Men, which I haven't seen, but I think that's George Clooney for sure. Is Matt Damon in that too? I think he might be.
Oh, he might be. And John Goodman or the other guy. No, Matt might be John Goodman. Monuments Men.
Yeah. I don't remember. Anyway, it was number 2, got 28 million. And so Ride Along moves back to number 3. Also debuting this week in 2014, the week of February 4th, RoboCop, the 2014 version of RoboCop, the updated version. I never saw it. Did you?
I did.
You do?
I did.
Was it good?
You know,
well, I mean, the original
one,
RoboCop wasn't even really good. It was just, it was what it was.
I thought it was okay. I think the first one was better because it was kind of like you know how Showgirls was like over the top, just crazy.
Yes,
it was like that, where it's just like, okay, but I think I enjoy that more because I think there's maybe a nostalgia also because it's from the 80s or whatever.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I can appreciate things that are intentionally over the top.
Yeah,
I don't think Showgirls was. I think Showgirls was earnest, and that's the thing that makes it so funny.
You thought it was earnest? I didn't.
Oh, maybe. You didn't think so?
I don't know. No, I thought it was just so.
You thought when
ridiculous.
They were making that movie, they knew it was ridiculous?
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
wow.
You.
I don't think so.
You really? You thought it was serious?
I think it was serious. I think they filmed that movie. I think they thought that movie was going to win awards.
Oh, no way.
I'm certain of it.
You know what? That's interesting. Okay.
I'm gonna make a note. I'm writing it down right now. I'm gonna look that up after the podcast and see if there's any kind of info on whether or not they knew that they were making, schlock, or if they thought they were making a film, a piece of cinema.
Yeah. That's something. Well, because it's Paul Verhoeven. He did that. Yeah. He did. What else did he? He did Showgirls. Didn't he do Showgirls? Oh shit! And he did He did Starship Troopers too. Didn't he?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Starship Troopers, very intentional. And yeah, you're right. The director is Paul Verhoeven, but the writer is Joe Esterhaus. I'm telling you, and I don't think. Well, okay, so let's assume that Paul Verhoeven was in on the joke. Okay. You know who wasn't in on the joke is Elizabeth Berkley.
Yeah, that poor girl. She got used like Monica Lewinsky or something.
So yeah, if it was intentional, Elizabeth Berkley didn't know. It was.
Should we just call her Nomi Malone or whatever?
Nomi Malone, that's her name. Just call her Jessie Spano. That's what I call her.
Yeah, I know. Huh? Actually, that's a better visual.
Our number one top 40 song, "Dark Horse" by Katy Perry featuring Juicy J. Timber is back to number 2 this week. So Dark Horse takes over the number 1 spot. I listened to it. I don't think I had ever heard the song before. So,
well, speaking of somebody who's sold their soul, I think she's been said. Oh, she said multiple. She said in multiple interviews, like different interviews, that's what she did, because she came out as I think it was like she was like a gospel singer or something like that. But then she when she finally got success was when she literally says, "Oh, I sold my soul for pop." You can, and I'm not making this up either. You can look it up on YouTube.
No, I'm sure. Yeah, like I don't think she meant like I went down to the crossroads.
Oh, I do. I think she is. There's a bottle
you think
of blood.
So?
It's
not just totally. Like I traded my artistic integrity for money and fame. That's
no. I think it's literal.
Oh, okay.
I think it's literal.
All right.
There's going to be another podcast that we talk about all of this on the OnlyFans, probably.
On the OnlyFans podcast, yeah, the Patreon version,
the Patreon, yeah.
So our last element of spending a little bit of time back in the week of February 4th, 2014, of course, is our Florida Man story of the week, and this one's a good one. The headline: Police arrest Florida man for drunken joyride on motorized scooter at Walmart. So
that's awesome.
Basically,
Mr.
Timothy Carr, 48 years old, was arrested for disorderly intoxication and retail theft after he commandeered a motorized scooter and went on, quote, a drunken spree at Walmart, where he knocked items off shelves while drinking from daily daiquiri packages he took from the store. So he's drunk when he shows up, gets in a motorized scooter, is driving it erratically all over the store, and drinking their booze too while he's doing it. So yeah.
Can you imagine that where he's like low speed?
Oh, I know. Yeah. Except the thing is, if you have your back to it in Walmart,